Politricks.
I hear the people of Negril. I hear their complaints. But I don't only want to come here and say, boy, I'm sorry, I hear it and I understand. Because you can have sweet mouth and sweet talk and cannot address the real issues that affect the people.
When the court ruled against Holness got church and saying sorry.
Yeah. Go on mute, yeah, go on. Ease yourself, just keep it calm, mute your star. Only pressure in my corner. What time it hard for carry on? No need no girl for turn to, no man for talk to. Feelings hurt on the journey so far.
Wagwan Success family, this is how the current JLP government under Andrew Holness has transformed him into a dangerous Prime Minister of Jamaica, and it's time for Jamaicans to confront the truth about the direction of the country. And this has nothing to do with whether or not you are Labourite or shower PNP. Andrew Holness should be investigated, and you will know why. DPP Paula Llewellyn granted permission in her constitutional appeal case. The illicit 6 parliament members have been named, and not surprisingly, Andrew Holness and his wife Juliet Holness is a part of it. Everything from Andrew Holness to Juliet Holness' actions to the tight grip Andrew Holness has over Parliament begins to make sense right now. Before we get down into all of that, Andrew Holness operates under the guise of a caring leader, but his actions reveal a different story. Andrew Holness' leadership style is an authoritarian, where all the power is in his hands and no one can scrutinize him, and he takes no accountability for anything. Now, this is what I want people to understand about Andrew Holness. He's a master manipulator, manipulating public perception to maintain an illusion of this caring Prime Minister while pursuing personal agendas behind closed door. Now, Dayton Campbell will tell you who the illicit 6 members of Parliament are. Listen closely.
Because more and Darrell Vaz knows the Labourite talk to it to them. As a matter of fact, Darrell, for sure, it's a Labourite talk to me. A Labourite called me this morning and said, I'm going to Brace River, I must big up Andrew Holness, Juliet Holness, Andrew Wheatley, Everall Warmington, Bobby Montague, and Floyd Green. He said a 6 name, me we must interpret what I want from that. Hold on. And the information minister can't say nothing to me because a Labourite tell me so. Me don't break no law. So she said, because a Labourite tell me so. But anyways.
Things making sense now? The illicit 6 members, including Andrew Holness and his wife Juliet Holness, shows you the extent of corruption within the government. Within Andrew Holness JLP, Andrew Holness placed a gag order on his MPs that prevents them from ever talking about the Integrity Commission. And this is not the first time Andrew Holness has tried to silence his members of Parliament. Back in 2011, Andrew Holness drafted up an undated resignation letter and threatened to kick out his MPs out of Parliament if they agree with former Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller of getting rid of the Privy Council.
When Comrade Portia Simpson-Miller won in 2011, December 29, in her inaugural speech in January 2012, she said, time come now. And Wally Pounder knows how Portia start the time come argument. She said, time come now to get rid of Queen. And Mark Golding, as our Justice Minister, put together some bills because we wanted to get rid of the Queen and we wanted to get rid of the Privy Council. Andrew Holness decided that if one of him senator them thinks them bad, and go vote for the PNP, forget CCJ. He make sure that he get them to sign one thing named undated resignation letter. Him write the resignation letter and don't put the date on it and get them to sign it and say if you don't ever get up and go vote for CCJ, we are going to just put it in your name and you're gone. Over CCJ they do that, you know. When they reach the CCJ debate, you know, me comrade. But hardly shall decide, say, I'm going to bring back the love in the Labour Party, because Labour Party really not no love all yesterday, never going in. When Ardley Shaw challenged him, Tufton and Arthur Williams supported Ardley Shaw. Remember what we say, man, do you letter them for? Do you letter them to say? The JLP is against it. If JLP appoint to no one go vote for it, we are going to take a note. That's in do it. When the man them go support Ardley Shaw, you know, so the man use the letter there. He used the letter and dash out Arthur Williams and Chris Tufton out of Parliament. The matter went to the court. And the court said it was unconstitutional. You can't do that. Put them back in there. He must take out Nigel Clark and Railweed and put back Arthur and Tufton. But if you remember, there's something going on.
So you see, this is not new. It's not just today that they didn't want to get rid of the Privy Council and get rid of the monarchy altogether. And Andrew Holness voluntarily joining the King's Council should be evidence enough. However, that's just for intelligent people, people who actually think, not for those who suffers from cognitive dissonance. Andrew Holness does not care about the Constitution, democratic principles and constitutional rights, and that is why he bypassed the Constitution to give his personal opinion on what he thinks the Constitution should do or say, and want to tell Mark Golding that he's wrong for following the Constitution. JLP is pushing for DPP Paula Llewellyn to be reinstated. Also makes sense right now. It's an effort by Andrew Holness JLP to evade accountability and legal repercussion. I strongly believe there needs to be an investigation into Andrew Holness' actions, because that is abuse of power and constitutional violations must have consequences. The Prime Minister of the country that is there to uphold integrity and democracy of the country. As Mark Golding said, Jamaican deserve transparency, accountability, and leaders who prioritize public service over personal gain. It's time to hold Andrew Holness and his government accountable for their actions. King's Counsel Paula Llewellyn has been granted permission to intervene in the appeal against the Constitutional Court ruling regarding her extension as Director of Public Prosecution. Now, the Court of Appeal, presided over by Justice Jennifer Straw, agreed to expedite the hearing, which is scheduled to start on June 24. King's Counsel Douglas Lays, representing DPP Paula Llewellyn, made the application for her intervention. This means that Paula Llewellyn will have the opportunity to present her arguments in court directly to the judge. Now, the DPP lawyer will play his part. However, Paula Llewellyn will take the opportunity to argue her case as to why she should be allowed back into the DPP office. I will say this: allowing Paula Llewellyn to intervene in the appeal proceedings is a standard legal practice that is set up. It gives everyone involved the opportunity to present their arguments and perspective. It's just the way the court works to ensure fairness and transparency, because granting permission to DPP Paula Llewellyn intervention, the court is trying to ensure that DPP Paula Llewellyn has a voice in the proceedings and she can defend herself. The court do what the court does, and I mean, I have no arguments against it. I have no objections. Them do what them do, and Paula Llewellyn have permission, and that is it. You see me?